When we think about teams holistically and operating together, there was a guy named Russell Ackoff. He was a economic expert. He was a business management expert. He was a systems analyst, so he had a lot of criteria and creds. He's deceased. He died in the early 2000s, but he used to talk about systems in relationship to business. And one of the things, and human performance. And one of the things he used to say was, if we were to take the best parts of every vehicle, of every best vehicle out there, right? So for example, and I'm not a car guy, so just forgive me if I get some of this wrong, but say the Porsche has the best engine, Ferrari has the best steering, Jeep has the best suspension, Volvo has the best frame, whatever those are, best pieces. Take all those best parts and put them in the center of the room and put them together. Would we have the best vehicle on the planet? And the answer is no, you wouldn't even have a vehicle because the parts wouldn't fit together. And the idea is that the system is never just the sum of its parts, all right? It's the product of their interaction. And this is the same with teams. We can have a bunch of people who have a bunch of great creds, bunch of great qualifications, that the things they do awesome. If they can't interact together, the team will fail. It'll become toxic. We recognize this almost intuitively in the SEAL teams. During so when I was running, I ran training for one of our very specialized SEAL commands. We don't say the name, or I don't say the name, but yes, we're the guys who got bin Laden and Captain Phillips and all this stuff. I was running that training. At that command, we would take some of the best SEALs from all the other commands and bring them through our own selection process and put them through our own 9-month selection. The attrition rate was about 50%. And when I took over, one of the problems we were having as a command was articulating why some of these best dudes weren't making it through. I mean, 50% attrition is not too bad because any assessment or selection implies attrition. But when you can't explain why that's happening, that's where you get into trouble. So they asked me to start looking into that. And in my research, I kind of thought about some of our roots. I went back to our basic SEAL training, which is in Coronado, California, BUDS. And this is very interesting because this is what we use, and they still use this at the teams. What this tells us is that we were always looking for the top right person, the high performance, high trust person. We were always looking to deselect the bottom left person, the low performance, low trust person. The problem is, a lot of times when we're building teams or assessing teams, we get in trouble because we get seduced by the top left person, the high performance, low trust person. Why is that? Because performance is largely visible. And when we look at just the visible things, we get seduced by that. Best sales, best whatever, best marketing, best shooter, best sniper. If we look at just that piece, we're missing a whole other piece.